Welcome to Doggy Style TV. Welcome to Doggy Style TV. I'm here with Michaela DeLeo at the Toronto Humane Society. And it is actually thrilling to be here because the Humane Society, probably in every city anywhere, but especially Toronto's, because I've been watching you guys for so long and so much involvement with your organization, just does so much for animals. And your organization's been here since 1887?
1887, yep.
So that's a long time. What we want to know is, what do you do for animals?
Well, we have a number of different services that we provide to the clients here at the Toronto Humane Society. Probably our best known service is, of course, adopting animals. And we are here 7 days a week. You can come down to the shelter between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. during the week, and 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. on the weekends.
That's amazing.
And just come through. We have dogs, we have cats, we have special species, we have reptiles, pretty much everything that you can imagine.
Yeah, I saw birds and guinea pigs and rabbits and all kinds, everything.
Things you may not imagine that we have at an animal shelter, we definitely do. So check out our website. All the animals that we have available for adoption are up there, and you can just browse before you come down. But there are some other services that we provide that not everyone may be aware of. We have 2 pet food banks that are accessible to anyone who needs them.
Really?
There's no sign-up sheet or anything like that. One of them is right here at our shelter at 11 River Street, so you can come down during our shelter hours. Whenever we're open, the doors are open for the food bank. The thing with the one here at the shelter is that it is by donation only. So when people bring in food, we put it in our food bank, and we can't always 100% guarantee that the type of food that you want will be available when you do come down. Our other food bank takes place in St. Jamestown at their community center. So we go there once a month, the second Thursday of the month, and all the residents of St. Jamestown are welcome to come down and access that food bank.
Now, St. Jamestown is where in the city? Where exactly is that?
So you're looking in the Parliament and Wellesley area. So that's actually
very close too.
Yep, right near here, and it's the most densely populated area in Canada, and it's pretty up there in North America as well. So there's quite a lot of humanity in those few blocks right there.
So when people do that, do they have to sign up? Are there special requirements that they must have in order?
Nope.
No?
Nope. If you are in need,
for dogs?
If you are in need, just come on down and we'll help you out.
That's very nice. That's really great. And they don't have to pay anything.
They don't have to pay anything. It's absolutely free.
But, you know, for the people who can afford to pay something, please do bring some food down to the Humane Society. That's really the best thing that anyone can do, and it's the easiest, isn't it?
Yep.
You just pick up some food and drop it off, which is great. Now, the adoptions, that I know you're very diligent about, you know, people having specific details and characteristics on how and if they can adopt a pet. You know what I mean? So you're very diligent about that. Tell us about, what does a person need to be or have to adopt a dog or a cat or anything, really?
Basically what we do is it's an interview, but we like to call it more of a conversation. So we sit down and we talk to people. We do have a specific set of questions that we go through, but there is no out there absolutely wrong answer. If you provide an answer that we're a little bit unsure about, then we're just going to talk to you about it. We want to make sure that you have the right information. We don't want you to turn away and then just go get an animal somewhere else with the wrong information still in your head. We want to be able to educate you and let you know what a particular animal needs or a particular animal species needs to be happy and comfortable in your home.
Oh, that's great, because, you know, sometimes people think it's great to have a pet, and that's what we're seeing, and this is exactly why your organization exists, because so many people are, you know, getting animals and they're purchasing them from wherever, and then they realize, you know, this is a really big responsibility, or, you know, we don't have enough money to take care of the pet, or, oh boy, I don't have enough time. So what can we do so that the public gets educated about, making the right decisions and getting the right animal for their needs and what they can offer back, and also for not having them, give them up to the shelters?
So it's just a lot of research. It's a lot of sitting down and talking with your family and making sure that everybody is on board. Everybody's going to participate and take their share in pet ownership, and everybody's okay with that. And then if you're interested in a specific breed or type of animal, do your research beforehand. If you're planning on moving in the next couple of years and you want to buy a parrot that lives 100, that might not be the best idea if you're not going to be able to take them with you. So just know the species of the animal that you're getting, and make sure that you've done the background research behind it as well. If you're coming here and you're going to adopt an animal, we do pretty thorough checks of the animal, and we know their behavior,
of course,
to the degree that we can while they're here in the shelter. So if there's an animal that you're interested in that we don't think quite matches with your lifestyle, we'll let you know, and we'll try and steer you in the direction of an animal that would more fit your home and your lifestyle.
Yeah, which is great. And of course you must just get different breeds, at different times. So somebody looking for a specific breed may not find exactly what they're looking for right away, but they can keep coming back as many times as they want, right?
Yeah.
Which is really super. Now, let's talk a little bit about how we get into these predicaments and why people have to drop the animals off here to begin with. What do you think the main problem is that's happening also for this to be happening?
Unfortunately, a lot of the time is cannot afford. And it's not cannot afford things like food, because there are resources out there. It's unfortunately when their animal becomes ill. Or if their animal gets injured along the way, and unfortunately they're not able to pay the vet bills to ensure the animal gets back to health. So one of the things that you can do in those circumstances to make sure that you don't ever get there is to purchase some form of pet insurance.
Yeah, pet insurance is a great idea.
Yeah.
But of course that costs money too per month.
It does.
And people don't ever foresee the problems happening. We all pray for a great experience with our animals, but just like us, we always need some medical attention, right?
Yep.
That's just life. Now you have veterinarians. Let's just say that somebody adopts a pet from here, or even has a pet. Do you have some kind of a veterinary service that is more economical for people to afford, so that they can keep their pet and yet still?
So yeah, that's one of the other services that we do provide here at the shelter. We have a low-cost spay-neuter service, and we also have a low-cost vaccination service. Right now, actually, we are fully staffed on our phone lines, and the phones are ringing off the hook because we do have a blitz that was given to us by the PetSmart Charities of Canada, and in the month of October we're performing canine spays and neuters for the low price of $20.
What?
Yes.
$20?
$20 for a canine spay or neuter, which is a pretty good deal.
That's amazing.
Our regular prices are also quite reasonable.
How much would that be?
So for a cat spay or neuter, you're looking at $70.
That's nothing.
Exactly.
It's $400 at the vets.
Yeah. And if you're on government subsidy, we also have a discounted rate. So if you can prove that you're on ODSP, if you're on general income supplement, anything like that, the rate actually goes down to $35, and that includes your vaccines as well.
Oh, that's just fantastic. Yeah. So why is it only 1 month of the year that you do this $20, low cost thing?
So that's through PetSmart Charities of Canada. So what happens is we apply for a grant from them that allows us to perform a certain number of surgeries at that reduced rate, and they tell us when we can do the blitzes and what animals they're regulated to.
Them. Yeah, that's really great.
So this is our 4th that we've done this year. We did Happy Neuter Year, which was for male cats. We've done Beat the Heat, which was for female cats. We did Precious Not Parents, which was for animals under 6 months of age, and now we're doing Primp Your Pup, which is for canine spays or neuters.
Pup?
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna go home and look it up in the dictionary. What does primping mean? That's what I thought. Now, you have a full staff of veterinarians here, and of course all the animals that come here, as you mentioned, they get inspected behaviorally and also medically.
Yep.
So anyone who comes here gets a fully healthy animal.
Yeah. And that's one of the benefits of adopting an animal from an animal shelter. Wow. Yeah, so our cats, to go home, to adopt a cat, you're looking at $60. To adopt a dog, it's about $120. And for that price, you're getting an animal that has all their vaccines. They're microchipped. They've got the Revolution, so they're deflea. They have their dewormer on board, and of course they have their spay or neuter surgery. So everything you need basically for the first year is taken care of for you.
Now, I know people are very breed specific, right, as well. And I guess, why would they want to adopt and rescue an animal instead of going and getting exactly what they want to get?
Well, a lot of the times you do find pure breeds here at
Yes,
the Toronto
I have
Humane
seen them.
Society. Quite frankly, we often get puppy pure breeds in from people who have went out and they've purchased a puppy and they've discovered that, you know what, puppies don't quite work in their lifestyle, so we have all sorts of different animals here. The other thing about adopting an animal from a shelter is that you've got to remember that you're saving their life. So luckily, we here at the Toronto Humane Society, we get to call ourselves no-kill. Our euthanasia rate is very, very low. But unfortunately in Toronto and in Ontario, that is not the case in all of the shelters. So every time that you adopt an animal from a shelter, you're opening up a cage space for another animal to come in. So you're not only saving that animal's life that you've taken out of the shelter system, you're saving another animal's life who gets to come into the shelter.
Wow. Now, I know that you were mentioning how you don't euthanize because of space. You euthanize because of a medical issue, for example.
Yes. So no animal we're going to walk by and we're going to say, you know what, you've been here a little bit too long. That's it for you. I'm afraid you don't get a chance. Every single animal here will stay with us until we find the right forever home for them and the right person, the right match to take them home. There are instances where an animal is in extreme pain or has some form of incurable disease that we just can't improve their quality of life, and they're not happy, and it's unfair really to leave the animal in that sort of situation. So
Right.
in those cases we do have to perform humane euthanasia, but it is very rare.
There are a few things that I want to discuss. The first one, I want your opinion and the Humane Society's opinion on spaying and neutering. Because I know that, let's face it, a lot of people think, wow, I'm going to, cut my dog off. He's not going to be a male anymore. A lot of people think they're under the impression that a dog should have a litter of puppies or do it before they get, spayed or neutered. It's almost like they output their feelings of their own selves as a human onto this animal. So just talk to me about your experience and your mentality and thought process on that.
Well, you put it really well, and that's what it is. It's the anthropomorphization of...
I didn't know that word though.
I tried. I don't know if I got it out quite right. But that's what it is. They put their feelings and their thoughts into their animal, and they don't have those feelings or thoughts. Really, they don't know. They know absolutely no difference if they're spayed or neutered or not, other than they're going to be a healthier pet.
Yeah.
So, number one, you're not going to have any mistake litters. You're not going to be contributing to shelter overpopulation by bringing those animals down to the shelter when you can't find homes for them, and your pet is going to be healthier. So you're reducing a lot or eliminating a lot of the cancers that our pets can get. Pyometra,
Right.
which is an infection of the uterus. Female cats and dogs that are spayed or neutered are not going to have pyometra. Mammary cancer. If you spay your dog or cat really early when they're quite young, mammary cancer is pretty much eliminated. Prostate cancer, if you neuter your cat or dog, pretty much eliminated. And then there's behavioral issues as well. So spraying, roaming, fighting, all of these things, of course, have a behavioral and a hormonal component to them, but without the hormones, because they've been spayed or neutered, you're going to see a lot less of those behaviors. So
Absolutely. Well, you just get a better pet, and this is really the whole point. I mean, the whole point is that we're not here to propagate the animal species. That's not our function. Our function as a human, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But when it comes to animals, we want a pet that's going to be domesticated, that's going to be able to, go off leash and not run, across the whole city looking for something they're looking for.
Exactly.
And it's just so important. And the most important thing is just too many animals that don't have a home. And it's really sad because I walk through the shelters and worldwide, and I see how they're all in cages, and that's just such a sad thing. So please really consider spaying and neutering your animal, and really do the research before you get an animal to make sure that you're not going to have to support the breeders that are all over the place now, and then having to get rid of a dog or a cat or any animal.
Yeah.
So be wise and be responsible. That's the most important thing. Now, having said that, because you are so populated with so many, beautiful species here, talk to me about the volunteer and the fostering programs.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we've got a great group of volunteers here at the Humane Society.
Yeah, I see them every day because my office is up the street from
They
you
were
guys.
neighbors.
Yeah, and they're always walking the dogs. It's so beautiful. At least they get out, right?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
So I think last year we have about 11,000 hours logged on our cat cuddling.
Wow.
So volunteers come in, they spend time with the cats in their cages. We have a variety of rooms where cats can get out of cage time and play with the volunteers. We have some outdoor spaces that cats can go. So if you love cats, that's one of the things that you can do here.
That's really nice.
We walked 90,000. We went on 90,000 walks last year.
You guys actually count all that?
Yep. So those are all of our dogs being walked mainly by volunteers. We do have staff walking dogs as well, but it's mainly volunteers. And then of course we have our bunny cuddlers. We have our kitten feeders. So volunteers here at the Toronto Humane Society really help this building to run and keep us doing the things that we need to do. And then of course we have our foster parents, and we need foster parents for a variety of different reasons.
Right.
Once again, immature and young kittens that need to be bottle fed until they're of weight for surgery to come back to be adopted. That's very popular. But we also need animals that maybe they've been injured, maybe they have a fractured leg, and we want them to have some time in a normal home environment to recuperate. It can be a little bit stressful in the shelter, and you don't get healthy as fast as you can when you're feeling a little bit stressed. And also animals that just need some time out of their cage. So say an animal has been with us for the last 6 months or so, and they're feeling a little bit anxious in the cage. We want to give them a break, but we still need to get them adopted. So we'll send them out on foster for a little while, and they can be adopted from the foster home.
I know that every time I've tried to foster an animal, I've not let them go. It's so difficult.
Failed foster. I am also a failed foster.
Right?
Yes.
It's like, I guess you're not leaving. And that's such a beautiful thing, because that's amazing for people who don't have, who may not have 5 years to donate to an animal, but they have 5 months.
Yep.
And it gets them into a home where they're loved and cared for, and then you socialize them more too, right? So that's such a bonus. So while they're at these people's homes, when people come to visit, how do they know that the animals are here? Like, how?
So they're still on our website. If they're in a home and they're still available for adoption, they'll still be on our website. And if you call in, we'll let them know, and then the foster parent can just bring them in for a meet and greet here at the shelter, not at the foster parent's house. Everything is done here. Yeah. And some of the other things about foster is that we provide you with all of the supplies as well, just in case anybody was wondering. All the food, everything is taken care of by us. If anything goes wrong with the foster animal, if he falls ill while he's in your home, of course, you can come right back to us and see us at our veterinary clinic here. So there's nothing that you really have to worry about when you're being a foster parent, except for loving that little guy that you brought home.
That sounds like such an amazing, no commitment to a degree situation for so many. And who doesn't need a little extra love and an animal in their home? And you see the bunny rabbits, because you said cuddle the bunny rabbits. They're so big. And
we've got some big bunny rabbits.
They're big. It's like, oh my gosh.
And see, that's one of the things though, because people go to the pet store, the bunny rabbit fits in the palm of their hand. It's teeny tiny. It's the cutest thing they ever did see. And then a few months later, they've got a really big bunny rabbit. So you've got to know what species of bunny rabbit you're going into to purchase if that's what you're going to do, because you don't want to end up with a giant on your hands if that's not what you have the room and space for.
Of course. Yeah. So overall, is there a message that you'd like to get out to our viewers about animal care, animal ownership, the Humane Society, anything? Famous last words, Mick?
Famous last words. Come down and see us. We've gone through a lot of changes in the last few years, and you may be surprised. Visit our website, and if you are interested in having an animal, as we both said earlier, do your research. Make sure that you're really prepared, and make sure that you're willing to be responsible for that animal.
Thank you, Michaela. This has been an amazingly informative and touching interview, and I thank you so much for sharing that with all of our viewers.
No problem.
Thank you.